Ladies and gentlemen, we're certainly glad to be here tonight.
Welcome to the Moon Men Podcast.
Don't be afraid.
A little escapade of mine involving a couple of planets which shall be nameless.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I turned 10, I grew out of Barney.
You grew out of Barney?
Yeah.
At 10?
So? What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Why do you scoff like that?
Just because just whatever, man. You do you, Eddie. You. 10? 10 is wild.
Dude, you told me that you learned how to tie your shoes when you were in the 4th grade.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I knew how to tie my shoes before that. I taught myself when I was like 6.
Did you listen to that SpongeBob song?
No. I was just fucking around with my shoes in the car one day, and then I was like, oh, I got a knot. And then I like undid it and I redid it, and I was all
why is it so difficult to learn how to tie shoes?
Well, when you're a kid, like you don't know how to use your fingers properly, I think. Like when you tell kids to do something with their hands, they're always like they don't know how to use their own hands. You know what I mean?
I guess because I found I learned a similar way to how you learn how to tie your shoes.
Just fucking doing.
I was just fucking like I was in the living room and I was just fucking around, loop and pull that, and I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah, like I had heard that whole thing where it's like the rabbit runs under the tree and does this, and I tried. Believe you me, I fucking tried, and I could not get the fucking rabbit to do whatever the fuck it's supposed to do. It was fucking me all up.
I don't know why, but I always thought it was satisfying when someone else tied your shoes.
It is kind of satisfying, you know, like when this is gonna sound weird, but like in school, right? Like if a girl ever tied your shoes, like it was kind of satisfying.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Like it was almost like a weird turn on or something. Like if a girl,
okay.
If you're saying it in class and then like a girl's playing with your shoe or whatever, like it's nice, and then like she starts tying it for you or something, like, you know.
I guess.
Did that?
Obviously not. No girl touched me.
You already knew what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
You're obviously not.
No girl touched me.
You don't have to say it like that. Girls touched him. No, wait, no, they didn't. They didn't touch him like that. It was just whatever. Moving on.
What? Fuck. I don't know if I should say this joke now.
Just say it.
What do black grandparents and Jewish grandparents have in common?
We started off this show with sexist jokes, and somehow we moved on to racist jokes.
It's not my joke. A friend of mine told me, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to say that on the show. So
I don't know what's. Is it bad? After your comments from last episode, I'm sure it's not that bad.
They're both ashy.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to the Moon Men Podcast.
I'm your host, Devin. That's your co-host, Eddie. And welcome back, people. And welcome back to the racist podcast now.
No, it's not the race. It's just dark humor, all right? It's just
dark humor.
It's just dark humor.
Yeah, it was really dark.
I was listening to an episode of Bobby Lee and what the fuck that dude's other guy's
Bobby
name?
Lee, is that the Chinese guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his comedy.
It's whatever, but he says some really like the guy he does it with. He's a redhead.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And they like say ching ching and everything, and then I would say all this racist shit. I'm like, if they could say it, we could say it.
Yeah, we could say it. You know, so, we're minorities. We can get a pass.
Yeah.
We can use the woke culture to help.
No. The orange head guy was saying like ching ching and everything.
Yeah.
But he's white.
Yeah, but he's with the Chinese guy who's his friend. It's like a pass.
He's not Chinese. I think he's Korean or something.
I can't tell. Like I could kind of tell.
I think it's the height.
Ironically,
I think it's the height.
The height really throws me off. How tall is he?
Probably like as tall as you.
Don't say that. Why do you always throw that there? I'm pretty sure he's like 5'3".
No, he's not that short.
That's what I had heard. He's like around Kevin Hart's height.
Bullshit.
Look it up.
Fuck, sorry.
We are listening to some folk music right now.
Country.
That is not fucking country.
That's country.
That's not country.
That's
That is
country.
from fucking folk music. You know what? This quick segue while you're looking that up here. I had recently seen, dun dun dun, a fucking TikTok, right? That
He's
my
5'5".
Oof. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Devin,
Anyway,
you're like a few inches away from being 5'5".
so are you. So are you.
No, I'm not.
So you're what height are you? What are you claiming?
6'1".
Go look at the fucking Instagram. You'll see how tall he really is.
I have to bend my knees.
No, you fucking
So I can-
don't. Anyways,
I was gonna end up like Kyle if not, and Robert.
dude, they're fucking tall. I don't know how they could be that tall. Like lanky too. Like who's that one NBA player who's like 7'2" that just got drafted?
Oh, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I was watching him today.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
That's your boy.
He saw me.
He looks like an alien.
Yeah, I know. You know what he dressed up as for Halloween?
What?
Thunderman.
Did he paint his skin all white?
No, he just wore a white mask
Ah, that's lame.
and then wore gloves. But why would he? That's racist.
What? Why not? Why is that racist?
Well, if you can't do blackface, why could you do whiteface?
It's not whiteface. It's Slenderman is a completely white character.
Yeah, but he has to get rid of his hair and everything.
Put a bald cap on. Like I
Dude,
don't understand how
it's too much work just to fucking.
I don't know. It would have been funnier if he painted.
Wait a minute. Fun fact: did you know that the last time my team won was when I went to go see them?
Really?
Yeah,
That was your power.
I know. It was
You
my
being there.
energy. It was
Yeah.
I gave them all my energy.
Wait a minute. I'm losing my point here.
Oh,
so
okay.
I saw a TikTok my brother showed me, right? And it was this girl who was talking about how she's dating her cousin. And of course, you know, she's white or whatever. That not that has anything to do with it. I'm just
Right.
throwing it out there.
Mhm.
But it brought into question, do you think you could ever date your cousin?
Well, granted that like all my cousins are very much older than me. No.
Well, I mean, okay, not actually. But like as a concept. Like I don't think I could get behind
No.
the idea of dating my
No, I
fucking
can't.
cousin.
I can.
Like I don't know how it flies in some communities.
Do second cousin count?
What the fuck even is a second cousin?
So like, so if your cousin has a kid, that's your second cousin.
I don't even know. I feel like
Technically.
it's still a little like, cause I don't even know my cousins, but then like when I meet them, like whenever I see distant family, like I don't know if anyone else gets this, but when I see them, I'm like, that's my family. Like even if I don't know them, like we look
Yeah.
out for each other, right? So there's no way I could like see their kid and then be like, damn, you kind of bad. Like it's just weird.
What if you sleep with your second cousin or your cousin in general you didn't even know?
That would be weird. She'd have to be bad. She would have to be bad. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or you have to be drunk enough.
Or I'd have to be drunk enough. But then at that point, who's having sex with who? Huh? I feel like I'm being taken advantage of in that situation.
Bullshit.
I wouldn't do it. I don't think I could do it.
She just has to tickle your balls and then you get hard.
Is that all it takes for you?
No.
Just a little.
Do it to me and see what happens.
No. You're slick. I'm not come here. Just get fucking and break the fuck up. No, I don't think I
No.
could ever
Me neither.
like date my cousin or second cousin.
No.
You know, what would you do? Like if you went to a club, party, whatever, somehow you saw this girl that you liked, she was attractive, you got her number, things escalated
Right.
at some point, and then you go to a family reunion and then you see her there.
I don't know.
Would you tell?
No.
Would you like walk up to her?
No,
Would you avoid her?
But this reminds me of another TikTok I saw. It's a Reddit story. I like watching Reddit stories on TikTok.
Okay, that's perfect.
I don't know why, but there was this guy saying that he went to this Halloween party and he dressed up as the Mandalorian, and he was there having fun, and then he saw this really hot
And Boba Fett.
no. He dressed up as She dressed up as a hot Spider-Man, I think, or something like that. And they started like talking to each other and liking each other. They're both wearing masks, so he could see they can't see who it is. Things escalate. They fuck and everything. He said it was the best sex of his life. She had the most amazing body, everything, right? So
Did she wear the mask during sex or like?
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know if I could fuck looking at Spider-Man.
Because he was gonna take his mask off. His Mandalorian is Boba Fett and Mandalorian the same thing?
I didn't watch Mandalorian, so I don't know for sure.
Okay, let's just stick with Mandalorian.
Yeah,
he was gonna take off the Mandalorian mask, but it's like, no, I'm into this. I like the mysteriousness of it. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. It's just hotter.
She probably fucking knew.
It's just hotter this way, right? So months go by, and he decides to meet up with his sister, and they start talking. And she says that she went to this Halloween party this one night, and how she met this one guy who she really enjoyed, and she said that they hooked up and everything. And he said that his hands started sweating. He started getting all tensed up, and he's like, out of curiosity, what was he wearing? She's like, oh, he was wearing a Mandalorian costume.
Wait, so it was his sister?
Yeah, he had sex with his sister.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, he had sex with his sister, and I didn't. I don't know if there's a part 2 to this story or anything, but I don't think he ended up telling her.
Well, why the fuck would you? Why would recreate it? Like.
But he said it was the best sex of his. Imagine saying that it was the best sex of my life, and it was your fucking
Imagine
sister.
Admitting that online.
I know.
I would probably kill myself or just.
Oh, and to make matters worse, he came inside of her. Yeah.
That's nasty. That's so fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of reminds me of all those like cartoons, like whenever they did like those episodes where it's like spin the bottle episodes, and then they would go in the closet like 7 minutes of heaven.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure like they made skits out of that where like somebody would go in there with somebody they knew, like their cousin or their sister or some shit. Like, it's just that's fucking nasty, man. That threw me all off. I don't even know how to segue out of it. Like, what is it with incest that attracts people so much? Like, why is it such a thing? Like, why is it like...
I don't know why, but I could be wrong for saying this, and I'm sorry in advance. But stepsis and stepbro porn is the best porn.
Okay. I have to agree only because all of the videos in that category... They always hire the hottest fucking girls. Right.
We all know that they're fucking actors, but for some reason that's my go-to category.
It's just that the only reason I ever got initially attracted to it was because the girls were fucking hot. Like every single video, it's always the hottest fucking girls you've ever seen, right? And then it's because. Like with the girl when they had the masks on, right? When he was fucking his sister. That's fucking weird sentence. There's like it's like a taboo. There's something wrong with it, right? Because
it's so wrong that it's so wrong that it feels so right.
Yeah, it's that whole saying.
Yeah.
Like when it's like with cheating. Like people obviously don't like being cheated on. They don't condone cheating, but there's something alluring about the act of cheating. Mm-hmm. You know, because you're doing something wrong. Or like when you're having sex with like your friend that you're not supposed to have sex with, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted to have sex with you.
No, don't fucking start. Don't start. But like, obviously we've both had friends in the past that we've thought about it with, because it's like you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah, but like you wouldn't be opposed to it.
You wouldn't be opposed to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, did you know, I had heard this a long time ago, but one of the highest female fantasies, not highest, one of the most common female fantasies is to have sex with their best friend.
Yeah, I can see that because you have that trust with them already, and you have that connection.
I don't know why specifically, because it was like an interview. They were doing like statistical research, right? And they had said that one of the fantasies and one of the ones that kept coming up was like doing it with my best friend because you're not supposed to. And that kind of ties into that whole trend that was happening where like the two best friends would kiss or something because one of them liked the other for a long time.
I think it's worse, not worse, but I think it's more wrong when you sleep with your best friend of like since babies, since infants.
I don't think so. I think
because at that point you're literally brother and sister, or sister and sister, or brother and brother. That
I'm not gonna lie, like that is its own fantasy. Like if you've known a girl for like years, right, years, and it's never happened, it's never even been talked about, nothing like that, and then you finally do it, like there's an intensity there. I think.
Imagine the post-nut clarity.
Imagine the entirety of it. Like your dick would be vibrating afterwards. It would hurt. Like your balls would be literally drained.
You'll go into another dimension.
Dude, the post-nut clarity though, like the shame that would hit you right afterwards.
Yeah.
I could only imagine like you're all, oh my God, why did we do this? Oh my God. Oh my God, we should not have done that. And then immediately you're back in for round 2.
Yeah. Have you had post-nut clarity when masturbating?
Yes. Yep. I think I get it very frequently.
Me too. Yeah,
I want to say you corrupted me because my streak was ended like 2 days afterwards. I was like, well, maybe he's right. Maybe it's not healthy.
It's not healthy. It's not. You could go 2 weeks without busting it up, but past that, it's not healthy, dude.
To give you guys some context, because we have no barriers on this show, obviously.
Clearly.
I don't know how to bring this up. I decided not to masturbate or ejaculate for a stretch of time. No fap bullshit, not, no nut November bullshit. It was just, hey, I feel like we do this too much and we got to take a break. And so I decided to take a break, and I was at, I think, around 2 weeks, and then I texted Eddie. I was like, yeah, I haven't done it in 2 weeks. And then he goes, Devin, that's not healthy. He's like, you got a nut. Like you got to bust one out. And I'm like, no, like I'm just trying to like work on not doing it so often, only every now and again, like not giving in every time I get an urge. She's all, that's not healthy, Devin. Like you're going to hurt yourself. And then it started getting in my head, and I was like, am I going to hurt myself? Like, is this not healthy? And then I started looking up studies and research.
And was I right?
Well, no, I mean, they said that not frequent, but regular masturbation has a lot of positive side effects, but it can also have some negative side effects.
Right.
If you masturbate the same way every single time, then you can start to develop issues like erectile dysfunction or not being able to get turned on as easily, shit like that. But then you also last longer in bed. You have a lower chance of prostate cancer and all kinds of other shit. I'm like, I don't want prostate cancer. But then there's also benefits to not ejaculating. So then it's like your testosterone will briefly increase for a period of weeks. You get more mental clarity. You're able to sleep a little bit better, things like that. So there's literally pros and cons to both. And I was like, well, which demons do I want to live with this week? And I was like, I gotta say, like, I think I said it before on the show. If you take a break, like you, Eddie, if you take a break for 2 weeks, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Like the nut will be so powerful that it hurts. Like, okay, I'm gonna cut this little part out, but like, you know how when you do it, like it comes in oozes.
Yeah.
Like it goes. I'll just say pulses. It goes like 1, 2.
Yeah.
Right, and 2 is like a good day. That day it was 7 back to back. Because it was like backed up, so it was a 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was like, "Is it done?" 5, 6, 7. And I was like, I couldn't walk.
But I do that in general.
You have like 7 pulses normally.
Yeah, or like 4.
4, yeah. But like, is it like little? Is it thin? Is it like?
It's little and.
But it was like massive. It was globs.
Oh.
Maybe I won't cut it out. We'll see. It was literally like globs because you get so backed up. And then it kind of makes me think of, I think I told you how people used to get their nut off back in the day. And like you said, everybody was just fucking back then. Right? Studies show that less people are having sex now than ever before in human history.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's another study that said that men are lonelier than ever, and like one out of every 3 guys hasn't had sex in the last year and hasn't had a girlfriend in the last 2 years or something like that. And so like it makes me wonder, like, how was it back then, being a young adult? Like, you could just literally go into any
put
bar.
something in the water back then.
There's got to be something in the water back then, because everybody was fucking.
And now, like, girls nowadays, they're 15, but they look fucking 24.
Oh, God. I fucking hate that. And because, like, I'll see an attractive girl out in public, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to her. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I have no idea how old this girl is. I'm like, is she with her mom? I'm like, does she have a purse on her? Like, you start looking for little signs. I'm like, she has tattoos, but that doesn't mean shit. She could have got them at 16.
Yeah.
And I think also that the whole playground now, the whole playing field is skewed because, like, it's no secret that social media is literally designed for women and they benefit the most. So now I think it's harder for guys to, like, get girls and get nuts off.
Mm-hmm.
You think?
I feel like it's just like a 1%.
What do you mean?
I feel like that only affects the like top 1% because everyone's average, dude.
Everyone is average, but I think the thing with social media is that it makes people feel like they're not average.
Yeah.
Like a average looking girl can throw on some makeup, use a filter, and take a really good photo, and then she turns into a supermodel. And so then now she has hundreds of guys throwing themselves at her, and she gets the pick of the crop. Whereas
no, but I feel like if she didn't have that like makeup or filter, there'll still be hundreds of guys.
That's the thing too. Guys are kind of fucking desperate. They just throw themselves at anything, Like that one girl's number I got at the store.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking her because she's in a public workspace, right? And I'm like, do you get guys who hit on you constantly? And she's like, every fucking day. She goes, every day there's at least 10 or 20 guys who are hitting on me and asking me for my number and all this other stuff. And she goes, you would think that you like it because you have all this attention. She goes, but once a guy who's older than your dad is hitting on you and trying to get your number, like, it just becomes weird.
Yeah, like the girl I'm into at work, she gets hit on a lot, dude.
Yeah. Do you ever sit back and just like listen to the attempts, like
yes,
what they're saying?
Yes, and there's been some really good ones. I'll give them that.
What was like one of the better ones you heard?
There was this one time, she was at the door. And I was coming up because I was doing something in the back. And you know how our carts don't go out?
Yeah.
Some guy was walking out with the cart. He paid for himself and everything. He was walking out with his cart. And she was smiling and saying, the carts don't go out. And he hit the fucking door. And he's like, sorry, I was distracted by your smile. And I was like, oof, that's a good one.
That was clean.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She just started laughing and then left.
Oh, what? You can't land a fucking perfect pitch and
then
not
fucking
go?
Leave, right?
Yeah. Well, at least he set himself out because then he doesn't look like every other desperate asshole who comes in and is like begging for their number or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to make an impression and leave knowing that you could always come back.
Yeah.
Like, especially with store workers, because they're going to be there next time. So you don't have to...
Mm-hmm.
Throw everything at them all at once. Because then if you ever go back in, now it's ruined.
Because, okay, there's another case where my coworker, her son, he never would get down and pick her up from work, right? But there's this one specific time where he went down, I guess because, I guess he was looking for something with his mom. And he saw her, and every time he's picking his mom up, he gets down and tries, like, to see if she's there.
What?
Yeah.
Does he come in asking you? Like,
no. I don't even know how he looks like. She told me.
That's weird.
I don't know how he looks like, but my coworker says to her, "Oh, my son thinks you're beautiful. He's in love with you." Shit like that.
That's too much.
That's too much. Yeah. She claims I'm in love with her.
Well, I mean, are you not?
No, I'm not.
But you're not in love with
No, I'm not. Love is a really strong word.
Okay, not love, but you're not. how do I phrase this?
I'm not obsessed with her either.
You're not. No, you're not obsessed with her. But I gotta say, when you were showing me the text where you invited her out, that shit was slick.
Yeah, I told my boss. I told my boss about it. She's like, yeah, that wasn't slick.
What? What kind of expectations does she have?
I don't know. I thought it was slick.
I always trip out on that because like guys will be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. That's slick, and then girls are like, he's trying too hard, and it's like, at what point can you satisfy everybody? Like, what do girls expect guys to say? Like, come in and be like, princess, I love you.
At this point, I just say the first thing that comes into my head.
Yeah, usually I'm just kind of going based off of the flow.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever like used the pickup line or prepared.
I don't think any guy has either.
I know I've seen guys use them.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I've seen guys use pickup lines. I mean, look at the one sorry, I got distracted by your smile. That could be a pickup line. But I kind of want to try it because I remember YouTube videos of guys in the past.
Oh my fucking god!
Like going and using pickup lines.
Those are fucking those scripted.
You think they are?
I know they are.
How do you know they are?
A lot of those like public.
Yeah.
The videos are all like scripted.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that. No.
You fucking.
Well, to be
you're
honest,
you're so gullible.
To be fair, I was watching these when I was like 12. And I wasn't doing backup research on it. I wasn't like, is this YouTube channel fake? Blah, 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 blah.
No, it doesn't matter if the channel's fake, the video's fake.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Those videos, as stupid as it sounds, help me to develop the confidence to just approach girls and say whatever. Because even if they are scripted, if those jackasses can walk up and say something like, did you just fart because you blew me away, and still get the girl's number at the end, I think most guys can like go out there and do it.
Yeah, but you could get her number and everything, but will she really give you a shot?
Even still, I mean, every shot you don't shoot is an automatic miss.
Yeah, but like, let's say you get her number, right? You message her, and she just ghosts you. Did you really win? No, you didn't.
No, but you still tried. It's like with Tinder. Like if you started Tinder, right, and you match with somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to sleep with them or it's going to be a relationship. But a match is a match. A number is a number. You're still putting yourself out there at the end of the day.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that mentality is probably why 1 in 3 guys hasn't had sex in the last year, because they're like, well, if I get her number.
Because we're logical, that's why.
Yeah, sure. I know a lot of logical guys. I also know a lot of fucking pussies, too.
I smell one right in front of me right now.
I think guys just need to be braver in that regard. They just got to put themselves out there. You got to work on something if Eddie's putting himself out here more than you guys are. Because Eddie was never this kind of guy. Well, actually, you kind of were. Never mind.
No, I wasn't.
You did put yourself out there. You weren't like a horn dog chasing every girl, but you definitely broke past some barriers.
This is a perfect segue.
Why do you do that?
Have you ever tasted one of your pubes?
No.
Boy, do I have a story for you.
Oh my god. You tasted your pubes?
Let me get to it. Sit down.
Actually, I got a story for you after this.
All right. So there's this one time I got out of the shower, right? And for some reason, I always had this routine where I'll dry my head. No. I'll dry my lower. I'll work my way down up. Right?
Why?
I don't know. It was just a thing.
That's what happens. You fucking taste your pubes.
Yeah. So like I dry it, and then I was drying my face and everything, and I was like. I went in and I pulled out this curly pube, and I'm like, and believe me, I switched it up since then. I go from top to bottom now.
Yeah, I always do my hair. Well, I do my face first, right? And then you dap your face because you don't want to wipe.
Right.
And then I do my hair, and then I go all the way down.
Right. Yeah, I changed it up.
That's nasty, Eddie. That's so nasty.
Wait, how many times do you use your towel before washing it?
I was trying to remember, because I had saw some post about that, and it was like this guy who's saying that he uses the same towel for everything, like he uses it on his crack and his butt or whatever.
Yeah, so do I.
He hangs it up, and then the towel forgets everything by the next day. And when I was reading it, I was like, "That's me." Yeah, I do the same shit.
Yeah.
Because like you use it, and you know, like you just used it yesterday, and you're all, but the towel forgot, so it's a clean towel.
I want to say the tower forgot. I'm just like, my DNA already dried off. It fell. It's on the ground now.
I typically do go for about a week with the same towel.
Me too.
And then I switch it out.
Oh no, I just wash it.
Well, no, because we have a fuck ton of towels. I don't know where we got all these towels.
Oh.
So I'll switch it out and grab another towel and then wash that one, and I cycle through about 2 or 3 towels.
Oh.
But okay, I got a story for you. Have you ever tasted your own cum?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to know this.
So there was this one time I didn't bust it up for like 6 days, 5 days, but that was because I was either like too busy or whatever. But I knew that weekend I was in Flagstaff visiting one of my friends, and I was with Intro Girl.
Oh no!
And I obviously couldn't wink it off over there. So when I came back, I'm like, you know what? I'm horny. I want to see some stepsis porn. So I started going at it. And
you don't need to do the motion in front of me.
Sorry.
He's all jerking his shit right here.
Sorry. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to come. And for some reason, my cum was so powerful that it landed on my face. It just shot straight up. And it got right on my cheek, and it was dripping down a little bit, and it got on my lip. I tasted my kids.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely shot myself in the face before. I think I was sitting up in almost all those instances. I don't think I've ever. Well, because when you do it, sometimes you start facing up without realizing it. Like when you're laying down.
Yeah, no, even when you're sitting down, you're like looking up.
Yeah, you start. Do you ever stretch your feet out?
Yes, and then curl your toes.
Oh shit! But okay, this one is way grosser than that because it wasn't just me.
Oh.
Okay, so there was one time, I was there's no good way to say it, so I was receiving head.
Okay.
Right? And the girl came up afterwards, right? And she had told me like it's okay, you can do it in my mouth, whatever. I'll swallow. And I was like, fuck yeah, because then I don't really gotta clean up. You just wipe it off after.
Right.
And so then she came up, and it's always a weird, like in that scenario, it's always weird, right? They come up and either they literally just swallow it or they'll just go and spit it out. And so she came up, mouthful of cum, and she looks at me, and then she smiles.
Oh my god!
And then I'm like, what are you doing? And then she starts laughing, and she goes like this, like she does like a teeth laugh where she's like hee 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 hee, and it starts leaking down like that. And I'm like, you better fucking not. And my junk is still out and everything, right? And she ran towards me trying to give me a kiss, and I was like, no. And she cornered me on the bed, and she went boom, give me a fat kiss right here on the corner of my lip, and I was I started gagging, and I'm like trying to wipe it away, and she's fighting me off. And then in the struggle, she like swallowed the remainder, but then she started laughing, and then she was trying to like lick my face, and I was like fighting her off. I was pushing her fucking head away. It was nasty. And I did get a small little taste, and it was fucking disgusting.
How do you taste?
I never ever thought I would hear those words come out of your mouth when you're talking to me, especially. How do you taste?
I asked you first.
So she always told me that it tasted like peanut butter. It always threw me off, and then that specific day, I understood what she meant. It's so nasty, but that's what she said.
Devin, I don't even know how it tasted. I can't put like a specific food to my cum. Like,
well, like, have you ever heard that? Like, it kind of replicates what you eat.
Yeah,
right?
so like if you eat a lot of salty, it's gonna taste salty or shit like that.
Well, from what I have heard, from what I've heard directly, right? Mm-hmm. They always told me like they could kind of taste what I had eaten that day which is nasty. I kind of feel bad for girls.
Mm.
Because, like, if you eat a pizza, it kind of tastes like pizza.
Okay, but what if you eat a human?
So, I had heard, like, that if you drink, like, pineapple juice and stuff, it gets really sweet.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to try it. I don't think I've ever.
Let's buy pineapple and then let's come back and do it.
No.
Tickle my balls. I'll do it. You said take it.
Yeah. And then I'm all, Eddie, try it. Yeah, I don't want to. Ugh, that's fucking nasty, man. How the fuck did we get on this?
I'd asked you if you ever tasted your pube, and then we got onto that. You know what? Let's get to something more family friendly. How was your Thanksgiving?
None of my cousins were there. Oh wait, no, they were. It was pretty chill. We made a fuck ton of food.
That's good. Where the fuck is my plate?
We ran out.
Oh,
I was gonna tell you, we literally ran out of food. I don't know how. I don't know why. We're out. We only had mashed potatoes this morning.
Oh, okay.
I was really pissed off. We made a fuck ton of food, and it was kind of a small gathering. Only one of my uncles showed up. And I dedicate myself every Thanksgiving to eat as much food as I can.
Cause like that's everybody's one cheat day. That's
And ironically, what most people don't realize is that they're actually losing weight during Thanksgiving season.
Why?
Most people are, because think about it. They're not eating all day long, really. They're just snacking on little things here and there. Then they eat once. They eat their probably less than their daily caloric intake, and then they don't eat for the rest of the night.
Mm.
And so then the next day they wake up and they're either really like hungry or they're a little bit skinnier. I know for me specifically, over the last 2 days, I've only eaten 3 times. That's how filling the fucking food is. So I was trying to beat my record last year, because last year I ate 4 plates of food.
Jeez, Devin.
Yeah, I know. Full plates, like turkey, ham, the works, right? This year, I only got to 3 because they bought bigger plates. They got, like, the plates are like that. And the ones we got were slightly bigger.
Hey, you know what I was thinking of?
What?
You know what I'm craving?
What?
Costco pizza.
Ugh.
You don't like it?
I like it, but not enough to, like, crave it.
Oh.
Wait, how was your Thanksgiving? You said you didn't cook this year.
No, I went over to my brother's.
Did he make a bunch of food?
Not really. It wasn't enough for like me, my mom, his wife, or my sister-in-law, and my niece, and probably the in-laws. But like the in-laws made their own food. But I had 2 plates, and dude,
You were stuffed?
Yes, dude. And I didn't even get the works. I got turkey, I got stuffing, I got mashed potatoes, and I got spaghetti, and I got bread. That's it.
Spaghetti? I've never had spaghetti.
Not spaghetti. It's a pasta. It's the pasta thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the name is.
I had eaten so much that when I stood up, right, my belly was literally like full, and then I would touch it, and it was like hard, and it would kind of hurt because I ate 3 full plates. Like, I made this joke to my family. I was like, "Hey, I'm offering my services. If anyone needs me to clear their plate, I got you. Hand it over, right?" Because I had just killed my first plate.
Right.
And then right afterwards, my brother got full, gave me his plate. Killed his whole plate. My mom gave me hers. I ate her whole plate, and then I had a little bit extra that I had gotten, so I started eating that. I stood up completely, just like it hurt, and I laid down. I like laid down on the couch. I was like, I need a second. I can't move. Everything hurts. The world is spinning, and then I fell asleep for like 3 hours.
I don't know how true this is, but my dad always told me if you're full like how you were, you're supposed to chew gum, and then it'll help you digest the food faster. So next time you get full like that, grab some gum, chew it, and then it'll help you. What was that sound?
I don't know. It just kind of came out. One thing I had always heard is that standing up helps you digest your food. So like, if you eat standing up, you digest your food a lot faster than if you're sitting down.
Yeah, that makes sense because your body's working, trying to keep yourself balanced.
I don't know. I passed out, didn't eat for the rest of the night. I didn't even drink really that night. And then I woke up the next day and my stomach was hurting because I was so hungry. Like I'd used the restroom and everything, right? I pooped and then I went to sleep, and in your sleep you burn, I think, like 1,000 calories a night depending on the person, right? So I woke up and I was hungry. Like I went to the mirror and I actually looked slimmer. Like I could see all the definition in my body like coming back, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like starving, and I ate 2 plates of food for breakfast.
Damn.
And then I didn't eat for the rest of the day.
I mean to tell you, but I feel skinnier. I don't know if I look skinnier.
I think you do look a little slimmer. But what do you mean you feel skinnier?
Like I think it's probably like a placebo effect, but like I remembered that I haven't drank soda for like 2 weeks, and then I haven't been eating chips for like 5 days straight.
Hey, congratulations!
I was that streak ended. Like the chip part ended, but yeah, I think it was like a placebo effect, and I don't feel as fat now.
Chips and soda are extremely bad for you.
Yeah.
And chips specifically, I don't think people realize how much chips fuck you up because of the amount of calories.
Yeah.
Like they see the bag and it says 200. They're like, oh, I'm good. But then they eat the entire bag.
Yeah. It's like 290, like let's say, but 17 chips are 290. So imagine the whole bag. It's like
yeah,
800.
and then the chip companies know this too. They're smart.
Yeah.
So they designed the bag to make it seem like it's a one-person bag.
Yeah.
So like the hot Cheeto bags, a standard hot Cheeto bag, you know, this size right here.
Mm-hmm.
You see it, you're like, oh, it's only like 190 calories. This is nothing. But then you multiply that by like 4, and then you have more than a day's worth of food as a snack. And that's crazy. And then you don't feel it because your brain doesn't realize how much food you're actually eating when you're eating chips.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't process it.
Why are burgers so bad?
They're not bad typically.
No, but like let's say like they say salads are good for you, but aren't burgers just
okay? No, that's actually a misconception. They say salads are good for you because you get the same amount of calories from a salad that you do from like a burger, but it's all greens, right? And then it kind of keeps you full. Whereas a burger, it's got more fats and more carbs and everything. But honestly, and in all actuality, I never ever eat salads, and I actually recommend people don't eat them unless you're doing it for a very specific reason. Because oftentimes, once you start adding on the dressing and then with all the little additives, those salads become just as unhealthy as burgers. But then you're eating multiple a day because you think it's healthy, and then you're actually gaining weight at the end of it. Because even though it's all greens, you're eating more calories than you're burning, and you're putting on weight. I would recommend, like, if you're going to choose between, go get a burger, but get the smalls, because the fucking fries and the drinks that they give you are fucking ridiculous. Just get a water, get small fries, and get a burger, and enjoy it. Because burgers have, like, the entire food pyramid on it. It's got your carbs, it's got your protein, it's got your vegetables, it's got everything that you really need, and it's fucking damn good, man. Burgers are like the best food.
It's just burgers are unhealthy when you go to like McDonald's. It's better to make it at home, right?
It's always better to make it at home, but there's 2 restaurants that I would consider to be somewhat healthy. That's Culver's and In-N-Out.
In-N-Out, yeah, because In-N-Out gives you like a fucking mountain of lettuce.
Yeah, and they also have different variations, like the protein style, where they take out the buns, you know.
And then it's the lettuce wrap.
Yeah. So those are the only 2 burger spots I really hit anymore. Sometimes Burger King if I want to be a little fatty, but that's rare.
You know, I've never had a Big Mac before.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend it. It's not that good. I don't know why people like it.
Probably the old school Big Macs are good.
I had heard from one of my coworkers that way back in the day, if you could recite all the ingredients on a Big Mac in under a minute, that McDonald's would give you a free Big Mac.
Have you ever seen The Founder?
No, but I want to watch it.
It's a good movie.
I had saw one scene from it, and I was like, that looks really entertaining. I want to watch it.
Like, the cast is cool. It has Michael Keaton. It has Michael Keaton. I don't know. Everyone has like a familiar face. I just don't know the names.
Oh, wait. Weird tangent. But I got a question for you.
Fuck, I was going to talk about...
Oh, this is quick.
Oh.
Me and my family earlier were trying to see if anyone could do the yell from Down with the Sickness. The wah.
Ooh, wah. Oh, no, I can't. Ooh, wah. I can't.
I don't know how it started, but all morning this morning they were all just like wah, wah, and just trying to do it. I can't do it unless I'm like really.
Who the fuck confused a band?
Huh?
Who the fuck confused a band? It was one of our friends.
Oh, it was Carla.
Oh yeah, she said it was corn, huh?
Yeah, no, she said she saw I had bought a fucking record and it was System of a Down, and then she goes, oh, I love rock. And I was like, yeah, what's your favorite song or something like that? She goes, I love Down with the Sickness by Korn. And I was like, oh my God.
There was this one time I was in the car with intro girl, and I was playing Pursuit of Happiness, and she's like, "Is this Kanye?" It's like, "Oh no, it's J. Cole," and I was like, "Oh my God!"
A double whammy. It's like back to, and the thing that sucks is intro girl's got some good music taste.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. And then there's one time I was in the car with her, and she was playing Halo. I'm like, "Oh, this is Alicia Keys, right?"
You guys make me upset.
And I think I said one more artist. Or no. I think I'm like, oh, wait, no, never mind. It's Beyonce. It's Beyonce, right?
I think so. I don't, to be honest, I don't fucking know. But I'm not a big fan of like Beyonce or Adele.
Adele I'm a fan of. She has an amazing voice.
She's got a great voice. I just don't like the feeling her music gives me.
Because it's that like Michael Bublé type of genre.
I can't, like, there's a specific feeling that I get from that style of music, and I don't like it. I do like Alicia Keys, though. I love her a lot.
She's okay.
Yeah, have you like listened to some of her older stuff? Because if you go to like her Spotify page and you just listen to like the top tracks, it's not that good.
No, but I always compare it to Rihanna, and I always thought Rihanna was better.
Rihanna makes like poppy songs. Alicia Keys makes more soulful pop.
No, Rihanna now makes poppy songs, but like there's this one song,
Umbrella Ella, that's like a straight up poppy song.
No, but there's some songs that like Diamonds is more of a soulful.
It's kind of, but it's got like a huge pop sound in it. Like it's not like a Woman's Worth, you know?
I guess.
You know what I mean? Album of the day, songs in A minor by Alicia Keys.
Oh, I guess Zach Bryan by Zach Bryan. That's the name of the album.
Oh, really?
And the name of the artist.
His self-titled debut.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a debut.
Whatever. Okay, let's do a quick ad break, and then we'll come back with the topic that you were gonna bring up. Because I gotta take a piss.
Again?
Yeah.
Are you cold?
What?
Are you cold?
No.
Because you do know when you're cold, you have to pee a lot.
No, I don't think. No, I'm not cold. All right, we'll be right back.
Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals?
Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or you're just a regular human who lives in this world and is going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way.
And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area.
BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days.
It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in the show note. It's betterhelp.com/moonmen.
Clicking that link helps support this show, but also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with therapists and see if it helps you.
And because finding a therapist is a little like dating, if you don't like your current therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to another for free without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that.
Living a more fulfilling life can be a complicated situation. Whether it's chasing your dreams or trying to improve in small, meaningful ways, change can be difficult.
Having options like BetterHelp gives you more leverage in managing life's difficulties. It can be a little nerve-wracking, but like we always say, sometimes you have to be willing to take risks in life.
Yeah, what he said.
So, if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the show notes or visit betterhelp.com/moonmen. That's better, HELP/MOONMEN to get started today. Thank you again to BetterHelp for supporting the show. And we're back. Eddie, I have a confession to make.
Did you fart?
No.
Oh.
I think I'm becoming an alcoholic.
No, please. My worst fear.
Well, I realized it yesterday because...
Wait, hold the fuck on.
What?
You're like, after the outbreak...
Yeah. This is a segue into your thing.
Bullshit.
We could go back to it.
Whatever.
I my tolerance is shooting up like crazy because yesterday I had like 13 drinks, and I didn't like. I got buzzed, but I wasn't like fucked up.
Jeez, Devin, that's not good.
Well, if I'm gonna do it at any point, I'd rather do it when I'm young. So, your topic.
Fuck the topic. We have to get you to an AA meeting.
Why? It's not like I do it.
You do it every fucking day, every weekend at least.
Yeah, I think every weekend. Yeah.
You need help.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty good at controlling it. I don't always drink. Like, I didn't drink on Thanksgiving.
Devin.
But
Because you're full. You're full.
Yeah,
That's
the day afterwards, I got fucked up.
Devin, you said you could control your fucking vaping.
Yeah.
Look what you're doing.
Okay, this is completely, entirely different from that. Okay.
It's the same thing. It's like me saying I can control my masturbating. No, I fucking can't.
We need to get you to rehab.
Are there rehabs for masturbation?
I'm pretty sure there's got to be. I mean, they have tons of apps that'll help you stop masturbating.
No, but like to check you in, put a cone on you or something.
What are they supposed to do? Like you're supposed
Tase
to you're gonna hang out there for fucking 2 weeks in a completely safe environment, no porn, right? You're gonna get out, you're gonna see a hot girl on the street, and the first thing you're gonna think of. What you should do if you really want to stop is get like an app like that has an ad blocker or porn blocker. So every time you try looking it up, it blocks the website from loading, and then it censors all your apps and stuff.
Oh, okay. That would be good when I go in public and I want to open Instagram.
Why?
Because for some reason my Instagram is not full of girls bouncing the booze, but like there's a few.
That's Instagram. That happens to me.
Oh, okay.
It's on the explore page.
Yeah.
Even on the fucking podcast page. Like, I'm not following anyone on our podcast
Just
page.
us?
And I open it up and it's all fucking chicks. I don't even use the podcast page. But they know that's what brings engagement. So they push those fucking accounts to the top.
Those bastards.
Yeah, I know. With those fucking hot girls. And I where are they even getting these outfits?
Right? Or
like, what the fuck is
or
this?
how big do you have to be? Or like how much of a following do you have to be on someone's explore page?
I think it's just the engagement. Like, if you post a really good picture and some other people are accessing it, then it's gonna jump it to the explore page, because you'll see fucking accounts on there that only have like 200 likes, but it's on the fucking explore page.
Yeah.
And then you look and they have one picture that has like 60,000, the rest are all like 1,000. You know, I don't know. I don't really know. Instagram, you gotta fix that shit. You're creating a bunch of fucking weak men. Weak men.
You know they're getting sued?
Why? Why? By who?
By some girls, I think.
Why?
I could be making fake news right now.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, they're getting sued because of all these like false expectations for women and everything and shit like that.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but the thing that makes me upset with a lot of that discussion when it comes to expectations of women is that for the most part, I feel like women perpetuate the expectations.
Yeah, and then they meet this one guy who holds these supermodels to a standard and everyone else is just dirt. And they think that every guy is like that. Yeah,
that's what really bugs me, because I know our demographic for women is really low, but if there's any women listening to this, most guys don't actually need or want like supermodel girls in their life.
I feel like it's stressful.
It's extremely stressful because, one, every other guy is looking at your girl and there's like a certain expectation that you have to be protecting her, right? And you're going to constantly have to be fighting off dudes who are coming to hitting on her, looking at her, just whatever.
Right.
But then there's also just like the intimidation factor of it, where it's like, can you even maintain a relationship with a girl that beautiful?
Yeah, because you'll be too intimidated.
Yeah. And then there's like...
And insecure.
If you do manage to somehow secure that relationship, you know? My own personal experience and with all the guys that I've ever talked to, most of them just want a girl who's like pretty and cares about them and sucks their dick every so often.
Yeah. And who cleans and cooks.
And can clean and cook. Ironically, I hear a lot of guys asking for girls who can clean or cook. And what we have now is a bunch of girls who don't even want to work.
Yeah.
But I don't think guys actually like want supermodel girls. And most guys aren't holding girls to these like supermodel standards.
No.
You know?
Amen.
I would say it was more common back in the day because with like movies that were being directed by men and like everything was set up by men, they would have hot chicks. But one, it's to bring people to watch the movie.
You know.
Two,
okay. Keep going.
Two, I don't think any guy was watching like, let's just say the Transformers scene. They saw Megan Fox, right? and they're like, I need a girl who looks like that, like right now. Like, why don't you look like Megan Fox? You know, sure, there are assholes out there who compare girls like that, but I don't know. I don't need a super hot girl. I just need a girl who's like in my league, you know?
Yeah, who's willing to pitch.
Who's willing to pitch. That's a good one. Who's willing to swing, baby. Ba-boom. Actually, I'm not into swinging, but go ahead. Save me.
You know, I was thinking about this. When I do become a director, I don't think I'm gonna have naked girls in my movies, unless it's necessary. But even then, I wouldn't want.
I was gonna say it's very hard to like justify having like naked girls in your movie.
No, but
at any point.
Look at
like even like with the Wolf of Wall Street, right, where they have Margot Robbie's nude scene.
Yeah,
was that essential to the movie or the plot?
That's what I'm saying.
But then at the same time, it definitely drove traffic.
Yeah, it did. And then, but look at also scenes like for Sydney Sweeney. You know who that is?
No.
She's a Euphoria girl, the blonde chick.
I think you sent me a picture.
She has big boobs.
I'm not familiar with her or the show.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, she was, out of all the actors, she's the one that got naked the most.
And, I did hear about that.
And it's because she has big boobs.
You think? Or is that what they said?
No, I'm pretty sure that's what I think.
It's hard to kind of like bash it at the same time because sex does sell.
Yeah.
Like when the Tarzan movie was coming out, the live action version, like 10 years ago, I remember hearing about it constantly because the main actor had gotten extremely buff, or he got in shape for the role. And that drove women's engagement for the movie. Like same with Mad Max and same with a lot of like the superhero
Magic
movie.
Mike.
Magic Mike. Same with Magic Mike and a lot of the superhero movies. Like when there are hot guys or hot girls in the movie who are half naked or completely naked, it drives engagement because sex sells, you know? And I've noticed just even in our own show, like if we, like whenever we have a girl on the show, right? And the subject of sex always... No, I don't know. I'm not familiar with her. But whenever the subject of sex always comes up in those those episodes, the engagement shoots up for those specific episodes. Like some of our most popular guests of all time are all the girls that we've had on the show. Mm-hmm. And it's just because that's what sells. So it's hard to bash it, but it's hard to justify it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, do we really need to show sex in this specific story?
Like Florence Pugh when she was naked in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, I wasn't. Same with Cillian Murphy. I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting to see him naked. No, and like in some stories, I feel like it makes sense. Like if you're showing, like with Peaky Blinders, right? They show they don't show explicit nudity, but they do show a lot of sex scenes, and I feel like it kind of adds on to the story because it's showing you the relationship they build and it's showing you another side of the Tommy character, right? And with Oppenheimer, they wanted to highlight that part of his life that a lot of people weren't aware of. But did they really need to show her standing there fully naked? And honestly, when I realized that it was the Midsummer girl, after I watched Midsummer, I was like, I remembered the scene and I was like, she was not that pretty naked. Because I saw her in Midsummer and I thought she was super attractive, but then you're all, yeah, that's the girl from Oppenheimer, and then I got a flashback and I was like, oh no, no.
One thing I hate Christopher Nolan for doing this is he made Oppenheimer say his most famous line during sex.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe he I don't know if that's how it actually originated.
He had to put the footage. He had to at least remake the footage for him to say
even if that is where the line came from, like we never even got to say. Did he ever say it like in an interview?
No, he didn't. But what the fuck is it called? Now you become Dev, destroyer of worlds. He said it. Imagine fucking girl saying that.
It's so corny. Like it's fucking corny. Like why would you? That's like saying. That's like. Have you ever seen the band Skittles commercial?
Maybe.
So I don't know if this is an actual Skittles commercial or not, but there was a video floating around like 10 years ago where this guy was having sex with this girl, right? And he's just saying like stupid shit the entire time they're having sex. And then when he busts, he tells her to turn around and he busts on her face and it's all Skittles.
Skittles come out. Oh my fucking
yeah,
God.
he's like, who's give me your sugar daddy or something, and he's all, you like that or some shit, and it's just like, I hate when people talk dirty like that.
I bet I don't know if we talked about this, but what's your favorite commercial?
My favorite commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I think it's Progressive. It's it's when this kid is walking around in his house and he has a VR headset on, right? And he's talking to all the machines in his house. So he's like, fridge, order pizza, microwave, take out the trash, play some music or whatever, right? And he's playing with VR, and his dad's standing right there and looking at him, and he's talking to the Progressive girl, and he's like, what happened to my son? His son's all running around the house with the headset, and like, he's completely disconnected from reality. And I watched it and I was busting the gut laughing. I don't know why. What's your favorite commercial?
Mine is a Corona commercial.
What?
Like the beer.
Oh yeah.
It's like, let me show you. It's extremely peaceful. Like it's mine and my brother's favorite commercial of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna pull up my commercial so I can show you.
This one.
That's super peaceful. Let me see. I'm gonna double check because I'm pretty sure I like the commercial to show someone. I don't know why that stupid commercial always stuck out to me.
Another one I liked was the Jingle Bells NBA commercial.
Jingle Bells NBA commercial?
Yeah, watch. So every year on Christmas, the NBA has 5 games. And in order to get people hyped, they made a commercial for it.
You can barely hear it.
Yeah, but you can
That's still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that they orchestrated. So when we were setting up, I asked you, what's the scariest thing you can think of? Right? What's the scariest thing you can think of, personally?
Like scenario or
just whatever. Like, it could be a thing, it could be a concept, like it could be a specific like physical object, like whatever it is. See, this is why I asked you before, so that you would have time to think about it.
I wasn't thinking. What's your answer?
For me specifically, I would say like standing on the edge of a really tall building, like being on the top of the Empire State Building and then looking off, or like standing up there with the skateboard. Ooh. That's me personally.
I guess a naked girl.
Why a naked girl? Isn't that like your dream?
Yeah, but I'll be too scared to like bust in her and then have a baby.
I guarantee you, when you how do I phrase this? When you get to your first time, you'll be fine. It's scary.
Granted, that was the first thing that came to mind. But like I guess the scariest thing would be like a monster, like King Kong or like Godzilla.
That's always freaky. Like, I'm seeing a huge monster come out.
Yeah,
of the water.
Or like one of those creatures that you see in movies that only live in the woods, and shit like that.
Well, okay, don't strain yourself.
I knew there was more to this.
Yeah, there is, obviously. I asked because I was thinking about that as a concept, and ironically enough, I had stumbled onto a YouTube video that was like going over fears and that kind of thing.
Phobias.
Yeah, I watch dark shit a lot of the time, right?
Right.
And so I stumbled onto this video where this guy, when prompted with that question, said rabies. And he wrote it in a Reddit thread that I want to read to you.
Fucking hell. How long is it?
It's not too long. It's about a 5-minute read.
Fucking hell.
He goes, rabies is scary. Rabies. It's exceptionally common, but people just don't run into the animals that carry it often. Skunks especially. And bats. Let me paint you a picture. You go camping, and at midday you decide to take a nap in a nice little hammock. While sleeping, a tiny brown bat in the rage stage of the infection fidgets in broad daylight, uncomfortable and thirsty due to the hydrophobia. And you snort, startling him. He goes into attack mode. Except you're asleep, and he's a little brown bat. He weighs around 6 grams. You don't even feel him land on your bare knee, and he starts to bite. His teeth are tiny. Hardly enough to even break the skin, but he does manage to give you the equivalent of a tiny scrape that goes completely unnoticed. Rabies don't travel in your blood. In fact, a blood test won't even tell you if you've got it. Antibody tests may be done, but are useless if you've ever been vaccinated. You wake up none the wiser. If you notice anything at the bite site at all, you assume you just lightly scraped it on something. The bomb has been lit, and your nervous system is the wick. The rabies will multiply along your nervous system, doing virtually no damage and completely undetectable. You literally have no symptoms. It may be 4 days, it may be a year, but the camping trip is most likely long forgotten. Then one day, your back starts to ache, or maybe you've gotten a slight headache. At this point, you're already dead. There is no cure. The sole caveat to this is the Milwaukee Protocol, which leaves most patients dead anyway, and their survivors mentally disabled, and is seldom done. There's no treatment. It has a 100% kill rate. Absorb that. Not a single other virus on the planet has a 100% kill rate. Only rabies. And once you're symptomatic, it's over. You're dead. So what does it look like? Your headache turns into a fever, and a general feeling of being unwell. You're fidgety, uncomfortable, and scared. As the virus that has taken its time getting into your brain finds a vast network of nerve endings, it begins to rapidly reproduce, starting at the base of your brain, where your pons is located. This is the part of your brain that controls communication between the rest of the brain and the body, as well as the sleep cycles. You become anxious. You still think you have only a mid-fever, but suddenly you find yourself becoming scared, or even horrified, and it doesn't occur to you that you don't know why. This is because the rabies is chewing up your amygdala. As your cerebellum becomes hot with the virus, you begin to lose muscle coordination and balance. You think maybe it's a good idea to go to the doctor now, but assuming a doctor is smart enough to even run the tests necessary in the few days you have left on the planet, odds are that they'll only be able to tell your loved ones what you died of later. You're twitchy, shaking, and scared. You have the normal fear of not knowing what's going on, but with the virus really fucking the amygdala, this is amplified 100-fold. It's around this time that the hydrophobia starts. You're horribly thirsty. You just want water, but you can't drink. Every time you do, your throat clamps shut and you vomit. This has become a legitimate, active fear of water. You're thirsty, but looking at a glass of water begins to make you gag and shy back in fear. The contradiction is hard for your hot brain to see at this point. By now, the doctors will have put you on IVs to keep you hydrated, but even that's futile. You were dead the second you had a headache. You begin hearing things, or not hearing at all as your thalamus goes. You taste sounds, you see smells. Everything starts feeling like the most horrifying acid trip anyone has ever been on. With your hippocampus long under attack, you're having trouble remembering things, especially family. You're alone, hallucinating, thirsty, confused, and absolutely undeniably terrified. Everything scares the literal shit out of you at this point. These strange people in lab coats. These strange people standing around your bed crying, who keep trying to get you to drink something and crying. It's only been about a week since that little headache that you've completely forgotten. Time means nothing to you anymore. Funny enough, you now know how the bat felt when he bit you. Eventually, you slip into the dumb rabies phase. Your brain has started the process of shutting down. Too much of it has been turned to liquid virus. Your face droops. You drool. You're all but unaware of what's around you. A sudden noise or light might startle you, but for the most part, it's all you can do to just stare at the ground. You haven't really slept for about 72 hours. Then you die. You always die. And there's not one fucking thing anyone can do for you. Then there's the question of what to do with your corpse. I mean, sure, burying it is the right thing to do, but the fucking virus can survive in the corpse for years. You could kill every rabid animal on the planet today, and if 2 years from now some moist, preserved, rotten hunk of what used to be brains gets eaten by an animal, it starts all over. So yeah, rabies scares the shit out of me, and it's fucking everywhere.
It's not that scary.
Up until that point, when I encountered this at like 9 o'clock at night, I had never, ever heard the extent of what rabies can do to you. And just hearing that in that perspective and hearing how abundant it is, and there's absolutely nothing we can do to prevent it, kill it, or cure it, is kind of freaky. Like, I'm not one to be scared of viruses and that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even at the peak of COVID, I was never really fearful of like what was going to happen. I was like, if I die, I die. But even that seems like a fucking walk in the park compared to going through a rabies fucking...
Because you're dying for a week.
You die in a week.
No. You like.
Oh yeah, you're dying for the entire week.
Yeah.
I get what you meant. But there's also that you die in a week. And like he said, it could happen in 4 years. It could happen in 4 days. It's whenever the virus feels like taking you. So all it takes is a scrape. If a dog or a cat with rabies happens to like scratch you, you now have the virus and you're completely fucked. There's literally no cure. There's no medicine that they can give you. There's no antibody, nothing that can stop it from killing you.
You know, you're not supposed to kill yourself. But I think that's an exception.
I think in that point, I would wait until like the symptoms start and then have them pull the plug. Like once you start getting the headache and everything and they determine that it's rabies, again, if the doctor is smart enough to check, then I would have them pull the plug. But aside from it being a very, fucked up, fearful tale, I think it's also good to spread awareness of it. Because they always tell you, avoid animals with rabies, don't interact with rabies, that kind of shit. But they don't ever tell you the extent of it. Now, like if I ever see a dog with rabies, I'm running away. I'll shoot the motherfucker. Like I'm getting as far away as possible as I can, because that is the last fucking thing that I want now. Like I'm not saying that I'm scared of it, but I'm a little bit more aware of its existence.
I just think they don't spread that much awareness because it doesn't happen to people too often.
It doesn't happen to people too often because it's usually just spread through animals. But if a person gets it, they can infect everybody else around them.
Oh.
And it can turn into a huge outbreak. And I'm sure the CDC has precautions to protect against that. But the virus itself is fucking scary. And having to go through that. Like he said, it's an acid trip. Like you can't see, you can't eat,
yeah,
you
at
can't
that
drink.
point, I'll just shoot myself, dude.
You can't even stare at the ground. What makes you think you'll be able to grab a gun and fucking shoot yourself?
But after the headaches and all that, I'll just, be like, you know what, God, I know you don't allow this, but come on. I'm dying in a few days. Might as well just speed up the process.
And that's the thing that sucks too, is that you start to get to such a point of existence that you can't even like stand. Like just focusing on things is hard for you. Like, what would you be going through? Like, what would you experience in that kind of state?
I think you'll just be numb. Like, you won't know what's going. You like he said, he was freaking seeing smells and tasting colors.
Like, that's crazy.
That is fucking crazy.
Like, it kind of reminds me of. Have you ever heard of that one hiker who got stuck in a hole?
127 hours.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Like he got buried at the end of a very long cave system. That when I encountered that story,
that freaks me out.
That freaks me out completely because like, just the immediate thought of being trapped somewhere freaks me out. But imagine being stuck there for literal hours on end. Like by the second hour, I would have passed out. I would have passed out of fear. Like I would have become such an anxious mess that I would not mentally be able to handle myself in that situation.
I had this one dream like a couple nights ago that I was crawling through this crawl space. I was crawling through this crawl space, and it was like a cave, and I only had this much room. And the whole time I was good, and then I got to this point where I got stuck, and I started panicking in my dream. But I knew it was a dream, so I tried slapping myself awake, and I couldn't. I could not get myself to wake up. I couldn't, so I don't know how I did it, but I turned and I managed to get more stuck.
Yeah, that's what happened to him. He was in the cave and he was like trying to maneuver himself, and then he got further into the hole to the point where his body was like this. How do I explain that? He was like he was head first inside of the hole, like 2 feet away from the absolute end of the tunnel, and it's so tight that his whole body is constricted. He can't move his hands. He's completely stuck in his position, and he's just staring into complete darkness, like 200 feet below the surface. And it's so dangerous that nobody could go in to get him. And they were like attempting, I think, if I remember correctly, to like drill into the mountain to try to rescue him. And eventually he passed away, and they could never recover his remains.
Damn.
He died in there. And if you're correct, he was there for 127 hours in complete darkness, completely unable to move, and just paralyzed with fear the entire time. He wasn't eating. If he had to poop or pee, it was all over himself.
Yeah.
It was, it's It's a horrible way to die.
See, this is why I don't go out, Devin. This is why I don't go camping and shit. Because this exact reason.
But I think it's good to be aware of these dangers. You know, even if you're living a normal life, because at some point you will get thrown into a position where you're camping or you're hiking or something, and it's best to be aware of the dangers that could happen. You know, I look at them as cautionary tales as well as, you know, horror, but like it's just terrifying. That being said, do you want to start exploring abandoned buildings with me?
No, I don't want to get. I don't want to get a tetanus shot.
We'll wear gloves and stuff, and we're not going to be picking up everything we see. But I've recently stumbled onto a lot of people exploring abandoned buildings.
Well, let me guess, exploring with Josh.
I don't know.
He's a YouTuber.
I just, to be honest, I watch compilation videos of like horror encounters while they're out there. And even though, you know, they run into some freaky shit, like I've always wanted to like explore some abandoned buildings, you know, obviously at night with like a flashlight and everything.
No, I'd rather go in there with the night vision.
That would be cool too.
Because you're not drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah, but you also can't see very well. Even with night vision, you know, things look a little bit different. So then like you might think it's like something solid and it's a paper, and then boom, everybody knows you're there.
True. Because
I was watching this one video where this guy was like exploring a school. I don't know if it was exploring with Josh. I'm pretty sure it was a black guy, and he was exploring. He has a YouTube channel. And that one freaked me out because he was in a school, and he found this abandoned part of the school, like way in the back, right? And there was all kinds of paper and everything everywhere. And I don't know what the circumstances was why they abandoned the school, but it looked freaky. And he went to this back room, and there's on the door, it said "stay out," right? And so obviously he opens the door and walks in, and it's a completely dark classroom. And like where, I don't know if it's like an office, but like a storage room. He could see like a door all the way in the back. And so he walks over to the door, and then he like cracks it open, and you could see kind of like a tent set up, and there's like desks in there. And so then he walks in, and then he could tell like somebody was there recently. And as he started walking in, somebody screamed, "Rah!" And he got fucking scared and bolted the fuck out of there. And he never saw who or what was in there. But that whole concept is kind of like fascinating to me to some degree.
Fucking crazy.
Like there's also another guy who was exploring like just an industrial building, and he had ran into somebody in the dark. Like he was walking in the basement, and it was all flooded with water or whatever, right? He was walking around, and then he saw a guy sitting in the corner, and he looked like he didn't have a shirt. He was just sitting there staring at the wall, right? And he saw him, he was like, "Oh my God." And he got freaked out, and he walked backwards to where he was, and then he felt bad, and he's like, "Man, like I should go give him some money or something. Like what if he's homeless or whatever," right? So then he went back to where the guy was, and when he went there, the guy was gone. And like that, when I saw that, it freaked me the fuck out, because that's like literally the worst scenario. Now he knows you're in there. He's familiar with the place. You walk back to where he was, and he's not there.
You know what that reminds me? You know what's freaky? The catacombs of Paris.
They are freaky. The movie, the As Above, So Below movie was stupid, but the catacombs.
No, the movie was okay.
I didn't like it.
But like the catacombs is fucking freaky.
I would want to at least see it because it's like a historical site and like explore it a little bit, but I would never want to like explore, because like mazes freak me out, or like big buildings like that you can get lost in freak me out. I don't like the feeling of being lost, especially when there's a chance that something could be like looking for you. That freaks me out. That's why I can't play like certain horror games like Outlast, because I don't like that feeling of like being chased, because in that game a lot of the enemies will start chasing you.
Yeah.
And then it even has a run and hide mechanic, and as soon as I saw that, I turned the fucking game off, because I'm like, if you can hide, something is gonna chase you, and I don't want to get chased and fucking have to hide and watch it stalk the room and shit.
I would want to explore an abandoned town.
An abandoned town would be cool, but it's just a bunch of abandoned buildings. So then we'd be walking in, and we could walk in to see somebody on the floor staring at the wall without a shirt, you know? That's why I would want to go with like you, because I do want to like do it to some degree, but like I want somebody there. And like, even though you're in frank terms a pussy, you're a thug too, so you'll either run with me and we get out together,
or
we
fight and you
fight.
escape.
Yeah. So like we could hold off whatever is there. Like it would be wise to take you. Is what I'm saying.
No, take Rob.
Rob, if you're listening to this and you're actually down, I could like arrange something. But last time me and Rob went exploring,
You guys ran away.
we ran away. So I don't know how well that's gonna go this time around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on, we could find an abandoned building here somewhere.
No, I wouldn't want to do an abandoned building here.
You don't want to go somewhere else?
Yeah,
I feel like that's scarier.
because there's an abandoned building down my street.
Which one?
I'll show you later.
Is it that apartment building?
Yeah,
It's abandoned?
yeah,
See, it would be cool to like just, I don't know, explore, see what's in there.
dude. It's all my neighbors are gonna see us. There's homeless people in there.
Are they in there?
Yeah.
You've seen them in there?
Well, the gate's kind of down, kind of broken, so people going in and out.
See, it's like, I know most homeless people are harmless, but there's a lot of like homeless people that are kind of dangerous.
Like, I would want to explore an abandoned building, like from here to Phoenix, like, you know, that desert area.
Yeah.
I would want to explore there.
I feel like that's like literally one of the worst places you can choose to explore an abandoned building, like in the middle of nowhere. You're like, that one over there, it looks like a fucking, like, I've seen some of those houses out there in the sticks, and they literally look like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, you know, and that's the last place like I want to explore, because then you fuck around and find out, you know. That's,
or the hills have eyes.
no, you see, like this, now I'm getting thrown off of the idea. But there's something about certain like illegal activities that are cool. Like,
again, it's wrong, but it feels so right.
It's like exploring abandoned buildings. I do want to like hop on a train, like a stowaway on a
Me
train.
too.
I really want to do that and just go somewhere, see where it takes us. But they have a lot of patrols, some of those stations, so it's very easy to get caught, I think.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What's one thing you want in your future house?
Like an item?
No, like a room.
Start us off. I feel like I have an idea what you're going to say.
Probably like a basketball court or a movie theater.
A fucking basketball court?
Yeah.
Like an indoor basketball
Yeah.
court? What are you, Drake?
Why not?
I feel like that's like something that you absolutely do not need. Like, even if you're a professional basketball player, you don't need an indoor like court.
Why not?
Because it just that just seems too ridiculous to me. Like,
it's like saying I need a writing room, bro. Go fucking write in the kitchen.
well, yeah, you could. I don't know. I was gonna say like a study. I would want a room where I have a loose design in my head for whenever I do get like a house that could accommodate it. I want to have like a fireplace and then like bookshelves all along the walls, and then like a writing desk and a sofa to like read and stuff like that. But like similar to like a man cave, but more nerdy and gentlemanly, I guess.
Okay.
It could be a place to like unwind and read, but also like I'm surrounded by books and writing, so that when I do write, it's like a space that kind of supports it, because it's hard to write, you know that.
Might as well just get a fucking enchanted table while you're at it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
How much are we at?
An hour 26. We could start winding it down now.
Okay. You know George Floyd's killer, the cop?
Yeah, what about him?
He got stabbed in Tucson
Really?
yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess he was in an institution and someone stabbed him.
An institution? Like, what do you mean?
Like a federal institution.
Like a psych ward?
Let me pull up the article. At a federal correctional institution.
So like a psych ward?
I guess. I don't know.
And he got stabbed?
Yeah.
By somebody who was there, or somebody who was visiting, or what?
Who was there? Well, like an inmate.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what happened to him? What happened to both guys?
He's in fatal condition. I don't know what happened to the other guy.
Did they like tackle him, or were they like, I mean,
I don't fucking know. I just saw. I'm like, damn, Tucson's being put on the map. First, we got put on the map as
don't say Gabrielle Giffords.
No. First, we're being put on the map by being one of the most having an unloyal partner.
Wait, what?
I showed you a fucking picture.
I
didn't say it.
I kind of remember seeing something like that, but I had no idea what that was specifically from. What do you mean?
Hold on. Let me pull up the picture. Uncuffing season. U.S. winter hotspots for infidelity. Tucson, number 13.
Jesus. Oh, okay, yeah, I do remember that because I was like, this is good news or bad news depending on who you are.
Tucson got put on for that. Tucson got put on for multiple fights in multiple Walmarts the day before Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah. And then this, come on.
Yeah, and then there's the whole Gabrielle Giffords
That
thing.
was 10 years ago. That
Yeah,
doesn't
but even
count.
still, that's a lot. Like a politician getting shot isn't something that happens every day.
That's true. That's true.
You know, that was a big ass thing back then.
Yeah.
Damn,
I remember that day.
Do you?
I didn't go to school that day, and it was like around the rodeo break, right? Or the
can't
rodeo
remember for
parade.
sure.
I was like around the rodeo parade, and then I was here and I was watching the rodeo parade, and they're like, breaking news: Gabrielle Giffords just shot at Safeway.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Who's Gabrielle Giffords?"
Me too. I was like, "Who the fuck is Gabrielle Giffords?" And one of my friends is like, "She's a racist bitch. Good thing she got shot."
What the fuck?
And I was like, "Whoa,
whoa, that's fucking insane."
Yeah.
Good thing they got shot is insane.
yeah." Oh, granted, we're like in 4th grade.
Even still, how the fuck do they know what the fuck's going on in the politician world?
I don't know. They're 4th graders.
They're like, "That's a racist bitch. Good thing she got fucking shot. Hand me my snus." It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, like I don't know. Do you want to play this game?
What game?
The same time game.
What?
So I count us down 3, 2, 1, and we have to say the first word that comes to mind, and we have to keep going until we get the same exact word.
Dude, we'll be here for a minute.
Let's do it.
All right.
You got one?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Turkey.
Tacos. Oh, that was pretty close.
Yeah,
that was pretty close.
See?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Tortilla.
Pussy.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Jerking
Turkey.
off.
I don't know why turkey just came to my head again.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Wings.
Pizza.
Oh, see,
okay, we're still in the same ballpark.
3, 2, 1. Pasta.
Baseball. Because I said ballpark. my thoughts are escalating. Should we just stay with food?
No. We can't say yes or no. We have to just.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Chips.
Drummer.
What'd you say?
Drummer.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Skateboard.
Records.
Okay, we're getting further apart
Yeah.
now.
Okay, we have to come back. 3, 2, 1.
Tortilla.
Tacos. Oh, the
We
tortillas
switched.
earlier. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Meat.
Kissing. Oh shit.
I thought this is harder than I thought.
I know.
Everyone got it like in the first 3 or 4 tries.
Well, because they're sticking with the same things. Okay, ready? Watch. Phineas and Ferb. Now, 3, 2, 1.
Summer.
Platypus.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Building.
Building. 3, 2, 1. Candace.
We're so bad at this.
3, 2, 1.
Candy.
Phineas.
Okay, let's stop this.
Yeah, that was
I told you
stupid.
we'll be doing this for fucking ever.
It's because I was hopeful since I said turkey and you said what?
Tacos.
Tacos. I'm like, okay, we're in the same ballpark.
I thought we were gonna both jump to tortilla, and then you
I
said
did say tortilla second time.
What did I say?
Ballpark or some shit like that.
No, I started switching after that and I started getting random.
Pussy. You said pussy. I said
Oh
tortilla.
yeah, I said pussy because I said tacos and then I was like fish tacos and I was like pussy. You know, it correlates kind of. Fish tacos.
This is a good, decent episode.
Do you have anything that you want to add on to the end here?
Yes.
The music's playing.
Yeah. 407 years ago, our founding fathers. I don't know the speech. That's all I know.
It's a very good speech. I used to know the whole thing.
I know JFK was so good. You know they're saying that JFK was a reincarnation of Abe Lincoln.
I know there's a lot of weird connections between them, but we
Yeah.
could talk about that. Fucking shit! I just remembered I wanted to tell you the electric universe theory. I've been teasing that for like fucking weeks now. Next episode, we'll talk about it. I promise. You guys get to hear it, make your own decisions. Basically, the universe is all electricity. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you had as much fun listening to it as we had recording it. We're winding down to the end of the year here, so bear with us. We got some big changes coming, and real quick, I want to give a shout out to Rob. Always love your feedback on all our episodes, and I really appreciate the combo we had recently. Love you, Rob. You're a great person. I just want you to know I shook Eddie's hand for you. And I hope all of you guys have a great rest
It's not the same, Rob. I need you to shake my hand.
I hope all you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and why don't you go out there and get some pussy. All right, later, nerds.
You can't see me.
This concludes the Moon Men podcast. The end.